Good morning, class. Today we're going to start with a fun little challenge. This was in your workbook, exercise number 7. It was number 9. And I noticed that a lot of you had struggled with this one and did not come up with the right answer. So we're going to go over it and work on it together to see if we can understand it a little bit better. So it's a really juicy word problem. Let's first read the whole thing. A tailor bought 14 meters of cloth on Tuesday. Starting on Wednesday, he cut off 2 meters of cloth each day to use. On Sunday, he did not cut any cloth. On what day of the week did he make the last cut? So here I'm going to draw some pictures and write down everything that I understood. So we know he has a cloth, a tailor has a cloth that's 14 meters. So I'm going to draw my cloth and pretend that this is 14 meters. Total. From here all the way to here, it's 14 meters. Every day he's cutting, every time he cuts, he's cutting in 2 meters. So we're going to share 14 divided by, each time we cut it, we're sharing it into 2 meters equals, we're trying to find out how many 2's are inside of 14. I know 2 times 7 is 14. You can also count by 2's to get to this number. You could say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That's 5, 6, 7 groups of 2. So we know there are 7 2's in here. So I'm going to cut every time to make sure there's 7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice how many cuts I made to get to 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. But how many cuts did I make? I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts. Do you see that? And every time I made a cut, each cut was 2 meters. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So now that I have that information, I'm going to plug in the days. So for example, it says that he bought the cloth on Tuesday, but he started cutting on Wednesday. So here's the first cut. He made this cut on Wednesday. Then he made a cut on Thursday. He made the next cut on Friday. Then he made a cut on Saturday. Did he make a cut on Sunday? On Sunday, he did not cut any cloth, so I'm not going to write Sunday. He cut on Monday. That's the next cut. He took Sunday off. And then the last cut he made was on Tuesday. So on what day of the week did he make the last cut? His last cut was on Tuesday. So something important that we had to keep in mind was, in order to cut for it to be each 2 each, you don't cut 7 times, you cut 6 times. You had to remember that. And then you also had to remember that he did not cut on Sunday in order for you to get to Tuesday. Now that we covered that, let's open to our textbook. This is so exciting because we are on the last lesson of this chapter. We're on review 2. We're going to work on these pages today, and then, ta-da, we'll be done with our book. So exciting. All right, let's begin. And this review actually is reviewing everything we've learned this year thus far. So we're going to review a lot of concepts, okay? Let's start with number 1. 300 plus 60 equals 9. 369. That was pretty straightforward. Let's look at letter B. Letter B says 400 plus what plus 9 is 439. The 400 is here, the 9 is here. I can tell there is a 30 missing, so I'm going to write down my 30. 500 plus 7 is 507. 895 is equal to what plus 95? The 95 is here, so the one that's missing is 800. Put the numbers in order from least to greatest. I'm looking for the least number. So I'm starting with the hundreds place. I see 7, 8, 9, 7, 9, 8. So I'm going to start with the sevens. They were the same. So now I'm going to move to the tens place. There's an 8. This one has a 9. So this one is first. This is the smallest, the least. This is the second smallest. So I'm going to put second. Now that I've looked at all of the ones with the 7 in the hundreds place, the next hundreds place would be 8. So I'm going to look at this one that has 8 in the hundreds place. Not this one, not this one. Here's another one with 8 in the hundreds place. Because they both have an 8, now I'm going to move over to the tens place. This has a 9. This has a 7. 7 is less than 9, so this has to be third. This has to be fourth. Now I'm going to look at the ones that start with a 9 in the hundreds place. Since they both have a 9, now I'm going to look at their tens place. There is a 7 and an 8. 7 is less, so this has to be my fifth, and that has to be my sixth. We were able to put them in order from least to greatest. Let's take a look. Now all we're going to do is find the value. 500 plus 80, 580. Let's look at B. 508 minus 304. I'm going to go ahead and work that on my board, or you can use a scratch sheet of paper. 508 minus 304. 8 minus 4 is 4. 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 3 is 2. So my answer is 204. Don't forget to put your equal sign. 800 minus 40. I'm going to do that one on my board as well. If you want, you can try to do it in your head also, because you know that out of 100 minus 40 would be 60. What would be left here? A 700. 700 plus a 60 would be 760. But let's try to do it on our board anyway, so we can do some borrowing. There's 800 minus 40. 0 minus 0 is 0. Can you take the 4 from the 0? Nope. You have to borrow. The 8 becomes a 7. It gives a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. Bring down your 7. 760. Let's look at letter D. Always pay attention to see if it's asking you to add or subtract, because now we are adding. 544 plus 381. 4 plus 1 is 5. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry over the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 5 is 9. 925. Letter E, we're going to be subtracting. 623 minus 218. Can you take the 8 from the 3? Nope, you have to borrow. The 2 will become a 1. What does it give? A 10. 10 minus 8 is 2, plus the 3 is 5. Or you could say 13 minus 8 is 5, whichever is easier for you. 1 minus 1 is 0. 6 minus 2 is 4. Our answer is 405. Letter F, 487 plus 255. 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry over the 2. Write down the 2, carry over the 1. The way I got to 12 is I said inside of the 5 there is a 3 and a 2. 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. I write the 4, carry over the 1. The way I did 9 plus 5, I gave 1 from the 5 to the 9 to make a 10. The 5 became a 4. 10 plus 4 was 14. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. My answer is 742. Letter G. 527 minus 248. Can you take the 8 from the 7? Nope, you have to borrow. The 2 becomes a 1. It gives a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2, plus 7 is 9. Or you could have said 17 minus 8, whichever is easier. Can you take the 4 from the 1? Nope, you have to borrow from your neighbor. 5 becomes a 4, it gives away a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Or you could have said 11 minus 4 is 7. 4 minus 2 is 2. Our answer is 279. Letter H, 804 minus 317. Can you take the 7 from the 4? Nope, you need to borrow. Can you borrow from 0? Nope, there's not enough. You need to borrow from the hundreds place. The hundreds place becomes a 7. It gives a 10. Now you're going to see if you can borrow again. Now there's enough. You can borrow. So the 10 becomes a 9, and it gives away a 10. 10 minus 7 is 3, plus 4 is 7. Or you can say 14 minus 7 is 7. 9 minus 1 is 8. 7 minus 3 is 4. 487. Let's do the last subtraction here. 700 minus 281. I love those double digits because you know you're going to have to borrow twice. Can you borrow from the 0? Nope. The 7 is going to become a 6. It gives a 10. The 10 becomes a 9 and gives a 10. And now we can subtract. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 8 is 1. 6 minus 2 is 4. Our answer is 419. Now we get to find the value from A to I in number 4. We're multiplying and dividing. 7 times 5, 35. 6 times 2, 12. 5 times 4, 20. 2 times 9, 18. 8 times 10, 80. 45 divided by 5, 9, because I know 5 times 9 is 45. 16 divided by 2, 8, because I know 2 times 8 is 16. 20 divided by 2 is 10, because 10 times 2 is 20. 50 divided by 10 is 5, because 5 times 10 is 50. This is how quickly it will come when you memorize your multiplication facts of 5s, 2s, and 10s. Okay? So keep practicing those. But if you don't know them, you can always remember count by 5s. How many 5s did you need to count? 7 times. So you can always draw your pictures. You need 7 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and get to the same answer that way. Okay? Let's move on to some word problems. Yes. It says Cooper made 48 medals. He put 10 medals in each box. So we know he has 48 medals, and he's going to put 10 medals in each box. How many boxes of medals does he have with 10 medals each? So we're sharing 48 divided by 10, because there's 10 in each box. Now we will know how many boxes he can have. 48 divided by 10. I know my multiples of 10. Anything times 10 is going to have a 0 in the ones place. And this does not have a 0 in the ones place. So I know we're going to have some left over. I also know 4 times 10 is 40. So I can write my 4. 40. What would be left? 8. Because 40 plus 8 is 48. Or you can count by 10s to see how many 10s are inside of 48. You can say 10, 20, 30, 40, 8. There's 4 groups of 10 with 8 left over. So he put 10 medals in each box. How many boxes of medals does he have with 10 medals each? He has 4 boxes with 10 medals each. So we're going to write down our statement. He has 4 boxes with 10 medals each. How many medals does he have left over? We know he has 8 medals left over. He has 8 medals left over. Let's read number 6. there were 187 students in the programming club. 48 of them left. How many students are now in the club? So we started with 187. 48 left, so we know we are subtracting to see how many students are now in the club. Can you take 8 from the 7? Nope, you need to borrow. 8 becomes a 7, gives away a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2, plus the 7 is 9. Or you could have said 17 minus 8 is 9. 7 minus 4 is 3. Bring down your 1. Our answer is 139. 139 students are now in the club. Are now in the club. Remember, when you're writing a statement, you are restating the question as an answer. Number 7. A pair of socks costs $2. How much do 9 pairs of socks cost? A pair of socks costs $2 multiplied by 9 pairs equals how much the socks will cost. 2 times 9 is $18. If you wanted to draw to figure it out, you could say if 1 pair of socks costs $2, you want to find out 9 pairs. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's my 9 pairs. And each pair costs $2. And then you could simply count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. There is my 18. So I'm going to write my statement. 9 pairs of socks cost. 9 pairs of socks cost $18. $18. Number 8. There were 300 birds in a tree. After some flew away, there were 65 birds left in the tree. How many birds flew away? So we know there were 300 birds. Some flew, and now we have 65 birds left. In order to find the missing number, we have to take apart the part that we know. So we would say 300 minus 65 equals. I'm going to move this up so you can see it better. 300 minus what number is 65? That's like saying here's 300. The part that's left is 65. We're trying to find this number. So we subtract the 65 from the 300 to get our answer. Can you take the 5 from the 0? Nope. Can you borrow? Nope. Can you borrow? Yes. The 3 becomes a 2. It gives away a 10. 10 becomes a 9 and gives a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 6 is 3. Bring down your 2. 235. How many birds flew away? 235 birds flew away. 235 birds flew away. And you can always check your answer to see if you got it right. How would you check? You would add these two parts to make sure this is the correct whole. So I would add 235 plus 65. And our answer should be 300. 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry over the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Plus 6 is 10. Carry over the 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. That means our answer is correct. Number 9. Austin has 25 cars. He puts them in 5 rows. How many cars are in each row? Remember, rows are items arranged in a horizontal line. So it said, Austin has 25 cars. He puts them in 5 rows. So he's going to have 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, and 5 rows. You can't see that. Let's put it up. So he's going to put a total of 25 cars in 5 rows. How many cars are in each row? So we're sharing the number 25 divided by 5 rows equals how many will be in each. So if you wanted, you can draw a picture until you get to 25. So you would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I can stop because I came to 25, and then I can count to see how many cars are in each row, 5. Or you could have counted by 5s, see how many 5s are in 25. You could have said 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then checked how many 5s did you count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you could have said 5 times 5 is 25. Whichever answer helps you get to the answer quickly. So how many cars are in each row? 5 cars are in each row. Let's do the last word problem on this page, number 10. May's dog Spot weighs 45 pounds. Her cat weighs 27 pounds less than her dog. What is the total weight of both pets together? Okay, this is really good. So there's May's dog, Spot. So I'm going to write Spot. Spot weighs 45 pounds. And then her cat, I'll put cat here. The cat weighs 27 pounds less, so I'm putting minus, than the dog. So cat weighs 45 minus 27. Let's figure out what the cat's weight is. 45 minus 27. Can you take the 7 from the 5? Nope. Let's borrow. 4 becomes a 3. It gives away a 10. 10 minus 7 is 3, plus the 5 is 8. Or you could have said 15 minus 7 is 8. 3 minus 2 is 1. So now we know her cat weighs 18 pounds. I'm going to erase this here so I can kind of see my answers. So the question is not asking how much the cat weighs. The question is saying what is the total weight of both pets together. So we know the Spot is 45, cat is 18. How much do they weigh together? Let's add and find out. 8 plus 5. 8 plus 2 is 10. There's a 3 in here too. 10 plus 3 is 13. Carry over the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 more is 6. Our answer is 63 pounds. Let's bring this down just a little bit so we can write our statement. The total weight of both pets together is, that's what we're going to write. The total weight of both pets together is 63 pounds. And let's turn to the page, to the last page of our textbook. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Our very last 1, 2, 3, 4 problems before we are done with our whole book. Wow. Number 11. Chapa has 10 nickels. She spends 4 nickels. How many nickels does she have left? So if she started with 10 nickels and she spent 4 nickels, how many nickels would she have left? You guessed it, 6 nickels. Let's write our answer. She has 6 nickels left. How much money does she have left? So I know that 1 nickel is how much? 5 cents. That's 1 nickel. So 1 nickel, how many nickels does she have? 6 nickels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each nickel is 5 cents. Or you could have said 5 nickels multiplied by 6 each equals 5 times 6 is 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So how much money does she have left? She has 30 cents left. Number 12. Gavin bought 3 packs of erasers. Each pack has 2 erasers. He gave 3 erasers to a friend. How many erasers did he have at first? Okay, now we're trying to figure out how many erasers he had first to begin with. He bought 3 packs of erasers. Each pack had 2, so I'm going to multiply it by 2. 2 times 3 is 6 packs of erasers. I'm sorry, 3 packs, 2 erasers. So total, he has 6 erasers. He had 6 erasers at first. Letter B. How many erasers does he have left? So he gave 3 erasers to his friend. He had 6 erasers. He gave 3 to his friend, so we're going to take away 3.